Today marks the beginning of Season 3 here in our draft-only franchise, but before we get into the gameplay, I just quickly wanted to go team by team through the league and give an updated view of who is where, and this is something I'll probably like to do every couple of seasons. Don't need to really do it every season, but we know that there are some big-time movers in these 2K franchises, and so if we can go through the teams and maybe make some simple position changes like this with McDaniel, just make the team make a little bit more sense, and also just get a view of who are some of the best and worst teams in the league. And with these Bucks, they're obviously going through a rebuild, but they have some promising pieces. The Bulls here, of course, added Franz Wagner. Of course, also have J.R. Holloway. Don't love the Wagner signing because it is going to steal some minutes from Holloway. We could make him a 4, and I tried that earlier, and it just lowers his overall a bit to where I think it might actually decrease his minutes. If the Bulls keep Wagner past next season, I think we might move him to the 4 once his overall jumps a bit, but we'll see. Here, the Boston Celtics still have the majority of their core that makes them obviously a big-time threat every season. The Clippers, a team we're going to be following pretty closely this season, have Jalen Brunson as their starting point guard. Big time signing for them, Michael Porter Jr. Last year when we traded for their pick, their players were Klay Thompson and DeMar DeRozan. And so they've done a good job kind of moving off that core after just one season. They signed both of those guys to multi-year contracts, but it took them less than a full year to get off those guys. So they look a little bit better than I think they would have had they kept that core, the core that they had when I traded for the pick, but it's fine. Grizzlies, still looking solid around Ja Morant, Jaren Jackson Jr., and Desmond Bane, the same core there. Hawks have Nicholas Claxton, their biggest addition to the core that they have. They no longer have DeJounte Murray, it seems, unless he is injured. Miami, Dame and Kyrie in the backcourt. That is maybe the worst defensive backcourt in the league, but maybe the best scoring one as well. The Hornets are all of a sudden looking like a really solid team. That point guard, 2 guard, and 3 lineup is just really good. I think Williams is a really good player to complement that. Of course, Dino Rancic, one of the higher ceiling prospects from last draft, up to an 80 overall. Going to be one of their premier players off the bench. The Jazz added De'Aaron Fox to go with Markkanen Kessler. Also added D'Angelo Russell and DeMar DeRozan. Also have some of their young guys in real life. Sacramento, not looking like one of the stronger teams in the league. Would expect them to probably be contending for a high pick in this next draft. New York, Randall and Barrett still running things there. Los Angeles added Donovan Mitchell to help kind of alleviate the loss of LeBron. Paul George here in Orlando is their biggest addition. But Banchero is still the leader there. After seeing this, I did change Paul George to small forward to better fit that team, and his overall went up when I did that. Just as a side note, didn't do it when I was going through these teams though. Brooklyn Nets look pretty solid. Nuggets still have Jokic. They've added Klay Thompson to that mix. Very interesting. Indiana, Halliburton and Darren Anthony up to an 89 overall, 18 badges, a lot of them silver. This guy looks really good, and this is one of the better duos I think going forward, both 25 or younger. Of course, Miles Turner is still there, Mathurin, Nembhard, a lot of the familiar faces. Pelicans have added Sabonis to be the front court partner with Williamson. I think that's kind of an odd fit. We'll see if it works for New Orleans. They also have DeJounte Murray, who I think is a good fit for that team. And the Pistons, saw them last year, of course, have the best top 4 in basketball with Giannis, Cade, Ivy, and Kawhi, who is regressing. Raptors, very veteran team. A lot of guys in their 30s there at the top. Amen Thompson getting the keys, taking over for Jalen Green. Lynn Montgomery moved him to small forward. Sonics, who I was very impressed with their offseason, got 3, I think, really good players in restricted free agency in Scotty Barnes, Jalen Green, and Alperen Şengün. And they have a great looking core that's 25 or under. Of course, we already know our team. Victor Wembanyama up to 92 overall. They got Giddey, Anunoby, Sohan, Branham, and Keldon Johnson around him. Quite a few guys over 80 overall on this team. And then Damian Paul, their point guard with high potential in his second season. The Suns still have kind of that top-heavy roster, but terrible depth. Expensive contracts there have made it difficult for Phoenix to add much depth to that team. Thunder, building around Chase still and have a lot of young guys still there. Timberwolves, very familiar top of that roster as well. Trailblazers added Jamal Murray. That might be a signing that I trade at some point in this season because Jamal Murray just makes no sense for this team. I understand it was towards the end of free agency and he hadn't signed yet, so just get the asset, so I don't hate it from that sense for the Blazers, but probably a contract that I'll trade at some point in this season. And that's basically it here for this rundown of every team in the league. So now let's kick off Season 3. Our opening night lineup is Sid the Kid Lowry at the 3 with Moody at the 2 and Wilson Fisher playing point. And then the Stevens brothers in the front court with, of course, Andre Stevens making his NBA debut. Grady Dick takes the first shot of the season for the Raptors. It's no good. Lowry coming off the screen gets this season underway with a triple. Siakam with it, defended by Andre Stevens. Almost got the block, but instead, Siakam earns a pair of free throws. Lowry off the screen, tough shot, but he hit it. 2 straight threes for Lowry to start this game. Siakam inside, defended by Stevens again, but great defense on the board after shoving Siakam a bit. The other way, Lowry with another quick shot, and he is 3 for 3 to start at 8 points for our hometown star. And Tobias Harris is good from the corner. Stevens trying to go inside on Yusuf Nurkic. Gets himself 2 free throws. Siakam, been a lot of Siakam isolation to start this game, and somehow got that shot to go. I thought that was excellent defense from the rookie. Lowry going inside on Tobias and hits again. Already in double digits for Lowry. Siakam, another miss forced by Andre Stevens. Done a great job on the defensive end to start the game. That one's no good by Lowry, his first miss. Pretty Dick had space from deep, and that is not a man you want to give space from deep as he hits that shot. Pick and roll, that is a beautiful pass inside to A.C. Stevens. It's his first field goal. Siakam, more isolation from him for the Raptors, and again a miss. This time Moses Moody, the primary defender. Pulling quickly is Sidney Lowry, and again he scores. Siakam, step back shot, Jalen Johnson. The defense that time, and Siakam hits the shot. Been a ton of Lowry and Siakam in this game, and this time Moses Moody gets in on the action, cutting to the basket. Pump fake, spinning shot by Siakam, and he has missed yet another shot. The defense on him has been good so far in this game. Lowry hits another shot, and he has 16 points of the 22 that the Sound have scored so far in this quarter. Wilson Fisher bringing it up the court. Another quick shot by Lowry, but this time he is Not gonna hit it. Nurkic spinning around and getting the low post shot to fall. Lowry shooting again, but he's now missed 2 consecutive long balls. Jrue Holiday trying to get by Wilson Fisher there. Couldn't do it, but he does get the pull-up shot from the mid-range to fall. Stevens, awkward angle there, but he hits it off glass. Off the screen, Grady Dick with plenty of space, but he's not going to make us pay this time around. Stevens. Weird shot. He hit it. Let's go. Not the prettiest of shots, but all we care about is the result, of course, as Wilson Fisher's going to pick the pocket here of Jrue Holiday. Lowry trying to draw a foul, it looks like there, but his hot start seems to have cooled down. Don't know why I said his like the most southern man you've ever southerned. AC Stevens hits the inside shot. Wilson Fisher guarding Jrue Holiday. He gets a 3rd consecutive steal, 3 straight steals, but can't get the finish. Come on, you got to finish that play. Pick and roll to Nurkic, back inside to Tobias, who hits the shot. Lowry with it, shooting again, and he has gone from red hot to ice cold with the flip of a switch. Trying to get him inside this time, but Fisher did not put enough air under that pass. Nurkic again, and it's another steal by Fisher. This guy has been a defensive menace for us, and I wish Lowry would start deferring to his teammates a little bit here. Once you've missed several shots in a row, maybe you just gotta cool it a bit. But that will be the end of the first quarter. We hold a 10-point lead. Lowry again, this time driving inside and hitting a tough shot over the defense. Martin gets a Looney screen, shoots off of it, and hits the shot. Lowry isolating again. This time it's just going to be stolen. Got to get somebody else involved in the offense. It's been a little bit too much Lowry here. And speaking of too much Lowry, I don't think he's been subbed out of this game. We're in the second quarter now. Hudson. And shot's going to go in. A little bit of bobbing and weaving through the lane there. Siakam gets fouled on his drive by Jalen Johnson. Gets the shot to go as well. His free throw, though, is too strong. Going the other way is Christian Davidson, of course, another one of the rookies. Seeing a couple of rookie guards on the court right now. And so Davidson's first points in the NBA are going to come via the charity stripe, or at least first point. He's got to hit 2 here, which he cannot do. But there you go, the first ever career point for Davidson. Lowry thought about shooting it, but instead dishes to Shannon Stewart, who gets his first bucket. A lot of rookies here, and at this time, I went to go look at the substitution method, and apparently I have it as rotation for the franchise, but when you start a game CPU versus CPU, it automatically goes to ACE, which is the adaptive coaching engine. And that ACE method is what has kept Lowry on the court this whole time. I do have him playing a lot of minutes this year, 36, but he shouldn't be playing, 3.5 minutes into the quarter as Andre Stevens draws the foul on his drive into Pascal Siakam. And he gets himself on the board. Number 2 overall pick. Have a lot of high hopes for him. And he completes the 3-point play. Sound up 12 at this point, 40-28, but Grady Dick brings it back down to single digits. Wilson Fisher, the floater falls. Siakam working in the post against Stevens. Tough shot, he hit it. Stevens trying to go to town on the other end, ends up passing out of the shot. Took Moody a second to gather himself. So it was a more contested shot, but it didn't matter. He hit it all the same. Pick and roll. Looney with the dunk. Fisher. High screen and roll on the other end, and he draws a foul. He ended up going just 1 for 2 on his trip to this charity stripe. That is a little bit of a tongue twister. Fisher out to Stevens. Good look from 3, but that one rattles out. Siakam starting to get doubled, which makes no sense to me. He's missed a ton of shots, so this is not a man we should be doubling. Especially because it leads to open shots for his teammates. Drew Holiday off the catch. Drains the triple. It's just a 2-point lead. Toronto going on a bit of a run. That was a beautiful pass from Moody just over the hands of Siakam. To Stevens. Siakam, though, coming right back with his own cut. Off the screen. Davidson had space from the mid-range. It's that shot. His first field goal. Siakam trying to sauce up Stevens on the isolation and gets the spinning layup to fall. Moody this time can't get it over. Siakam throws it right to his face. In transition. Got an open look for Martin, but he can't hit it. Stewart from deep hits the 3, and that's exactly why I wanted him. Is our centers take some 3s in this playbook, and I wanted to make sure we had a center that could hit them. Stevens going to town on Siakam, needs to throw something up, and he hit it. Nice shot by him, using that great positional size. AC Stevens pulls in the miss. And now on the other end, Lowry takes the double team, leaving Patrick Baldwin wide open in the corner. And he hits the 3. Holiday. Pick and roll, gets inside and draws the AC Stevens foul. Off screen, Siakam. Pure from the mid-range. Down to 25 seconds left in the quarter. Decent look from 3 for Stevens, but don't know if that was the best. Now, quarter winding down. Dick trying to get past Lowry, but that's not going to work. And it's going to be a 57-52 lead for the Sound as we head into the second half. And starting the second half, wide open look for 3 from Lowry. That was a great look. Couldn't hit it though, but Stevens cleans up on the boards. Tobias got that pass very high up there on the key and able to use it to drive past Lowry. Spinning shot from Stevens. He's been able to finish with the left hand a couple of times here. You love to see it. Off the screen, Grady is good from deep. Now Stevens sizing up Yusuf Nurkic in the post, but his shot was pulled left. Other way, Nurkic and Siakam running the pick and roll quite well together. That is not a great pass. Trying to find Lowry on the cut. Harris the other way finds Holiday, who hits the corner 3 with ease. And Toronto with their first lead today. My goodness, Fisher. Siakam was not in great position there. You can't just throw it straight to his belly. Come on. Throw it earlier or later, either one, but Siakam was not in good position, and we just gifted him that, man. That's frustrating. Moody, able to get to the cup. Nashville back with the lead. This time Moody guarding Grady Dick, and he's done a nice job forcing some misses here today. Fisher finishes over Drew Holiday. Siakam on the drive, gets pickpocketed by AC Stevens. One Stevens helping another on the defensive end, and Lowry takes a step in and drills the mid-range shot. Siakam, space from deep, hits it off the dribble. Beating AC Stevens in the post. Turnaround shot, too much mustard on it. Grady the other way, pulls up just outside the restricted area, and the shot falls for him. Hudson can't hit the deep shot. And the defense parts, and Grady Dick with the slam. Two-hand cocked it back behind his head. Right between Andre Stevens and Jalen Johnson. An excellent display of athleticism for now the third-year wing out of Kansas. Stewart just gets it pickpocketed there. Siakam over Andre Stevens, and another miss forced by the rookie. I think he's played excellent defense on Pascal today. Sam Hudson off the screen. Another miss for him. Grady getting doubled now. I don't know if we want to be doubling here. Nurkic hits the shot over the mismatch. Stevens spinning and shooting. He can't hit it. Stewart with the loose ball foul. Grady inside, pick and roll to Nurkic. Leads to the open slam, and now we are down by 6, leading to a timeout. Next play is a good one, and Davidson gets the point blank look and slams it in. Grady inside, that's a nice steal from behind. Christian Davidson getting inside to Hudson, who missed it. Dude, there's not a single person in NBA history that's worth leaving your man wide open under the basket to go double. And it sure as heck isn't Grady Dick. Like, what is up with the doubles? They're just nonsensical. Whoever's coming to double, I don't want you to double at all in the first place. Nice shot by Christian Davidson. But it shouldn't be the man covering the guy that's standing underneath the baskets. And once again, a double leads to a wide open shot. There needs to be a way, 2K, for those who play the game CPU versus CPU to tell their team not to freaking double. It is so annoying. It sways outcomes and stretches of these games massively, dude. Craig Pearson, by the way, the rookie for this Toronto team. Seeing him with the assist on that last play. But my goodness, man. Pearson again going to pick up another assist on the pick and roll. Third quarter winding down. Baldwin playing some bully ball, but ultimately travel. He had so much space after that little shove he got away with. Why didn't he shoot the dang ball, dude? He ends up traveling. Oh my gosh. Up 10 after 1, up 5 after 2. We're now down 9 after a horrible third. A lot of these buckets came off of open looks, off of double teams, which is just incredibly frustrating, man. As the Toronto lead balloons to double digits to start the fourth. Not a good look from Hudson. It's off, unsurprisingly. Not impressed with what I've seen from Hudson so far through, of course, just one game here, but I also watched about 5 or 6 games of Summer League, and he played a lot in those as well. Moody does a nice job draining that one. Double comes for Siakam, but he was already shooting it. Came a little too late. Stevens. Don't know what are we doing with these shots to start the fourth, man? I mean, Stevens isn't that good of a shooter, and a good defensive possession there, forcing the air ball. Double comes for Lowry. Good look from Moody. A little bit deep, though. Put too much on it. And the other way, Nurkic with the and one. Oh, my goodness. Last season, we saw this team blow all these games in the second quarter. This time, it was the third and now into the fourth. Come on. AC Stevens has a point guard on him. and can't do anything with it. Fisher trying to finish over Siakam. He can't do it, unsurprisingly. Siakam guarded by Fisher on the other end, and Siakam hits with the shot clock expiring. You gotta be kidding me. It's now a 17-point Toronto lead. Fisher finally hits a shot. Lowry, quick trigger, and he nails it. He's back in the game, and we need him if we're going to have any chance of coming back here. Nice defense on the Siakam jumper. Pushing it to Lowry. He's driving baseline and gets himself 2 free throws. Hit them both. Now Toronto back with it. Tobias Harris answers with a 3. Fisher just threw it straight to Nurkic, man. How many times has Fisher in the pick and roll just thrown it to the defense, man? Stevens tried to find the open teammate from the post, but the rotation from Toronto's defense was good. An 83-96 for a minute here, but Siakam looks to change it here. Quick feed early in the shot clock to Stevens, who gets the bucket and the foul. Siakam guarded by Stevens, and then Nurkic was just left alone. Was that a steal attempt? If so, that was awful. Lowry hits another 3. Back down to 11. 4.5 left to go in the game. Siakam left wide open. Hits the shot. Come on, man. Lowry gonna try for another 3. He hits again, but the man needs some help, particularly on the defensive end. Nice defense there from Andre Stevens. And then an illegal screen by AC, man. Oh boy. Siakam hit that? What? He's not that good of a shooter. And then Moody just throws the ball away. And that would pretty much be the end of the game. Simulating here, we will lose 115-98. Siakam ends up scoring 38. I mean, you should not be getting sunned by Jusuf Nurkic. I'll just say that. That's pretty embarrassing for our center rotation. Jusuf Nurkic might be one of, if not the worst starting center we face in this season. Lowry, though, 37 points on 21 shots, 9 of 14 from deep, 5 assists. AC Stevens with the double-double. I got to remember to say their full names. 9, 2, and 4 from Andre Stevens. Thought he played excellent defense today. Moody was efficient. Davidson, I thought, played pretty well. Fisher ends up with 9 assists and 4 steals, but he did have 3 just boneheaded turnovers. 1 of 7 for Sam Hudson. He absolutely struggled. It's kind of the only one who struggled shooting for us today, though, if we're being honest. Overall, the turnovers is what hurt our offense, not like anybody missing shots. Way too many turnovers, just handing the ball to Toronto too many times. If we compare 15-9, all that added up to just 15. Are we sure? I don't know. Also fouled double of what Toronto did, and so free throws and turnovers was much more our enemy than, you know, poor shooting or anything like that. Shooting worse than the team. Just mistakes on our end, which isn't surprising from our young team, but regardless, I think what I saw today was better than what we saw last season, and so still hopeful for a good season 3 from the boys. We'll be back soon to continue that season, and until then, sound up.